Hello everyone. Today we are going to look into how to solve SQL challenges in a simplified approach. Okay, so this is Ravi Shankar Muniyasamy. So I'm going to be uh, the presenter for today's topic, and I'm glad to meet all of you. Many times I've seen people go behind technology and programming languages and data analyst jobs and data scientist, right? So there are so many jobs, there are so many technologies that are available. So people get trained. In fact, I do provide a SQL training, right? So many people come there and learn about SQL syntax, SQL features, SQL statements, different types of statements and its benefits, right? So all these things that they know. So then they just try to go to the industry and solve the SQL problems, but there they find difficulty, right? They know each functions, each statement, what it is meant for, but they find it difficult when they need to solve a problem. Okay, because they don't know how to kind of interpret the question itself, and they don't know which table to look into, or they don't know which feature to use to solve the problem, right? So they what I noticed is many people, they know about the SQL statements, but straight away they try to go and write a SQL query. Okay, it doesn't work in many ways, because if they try to do, they are kind of jumping from one step to first step to the last step, so they are skipping the intermediate steps. So what are the intermediate steps? Is there any simplified methodical approach to solve problems? Okay, so I'm going to teach you an interesting way of solving problems using any programming language, but specifically I'm going to take SQL. But using the same approach, you can solve any problem using any programming language. In fact, this could be any computer problems or programming using software problems or IT related, or even any other problems. Okay, so without wasting time, let's get into how we can solve problem using a methodical approach for SQL. Okay, so that's what I'm going to teach today. SQL Simplified. Okay, a simplified approach to solve SQL challenges. Specifically, I'm going to take SQL challenges. Okay, and SQL Simplified Approach. What all are the approach? So let's say there is a question, right? So the starting point for every problem is the question, right? It is a problem statement, or it is the question that either the interviewer asks or the customer asks. So something like this. For example, a question can be write a SQL query for the given scenario with the sample data they may give, right? For interview or in internet, you see a lot of problems, or in real life also you may have the data and you may have the question. So these two you will have. For example, data could be a table with a few columns and a few data, set of data, or it could be multiple tables also. So I'm going to take a very simple approach, simple question, simple problem to start with. Okay, and what we should do first in a problem solving, the first step should be interpreting. Okay, interpreting. Okay, so interpreting is what you need to do. In case of interpreting, what we should do is we need to understand, observe the ask. Okay, what is the question, right? What they are asking, right? So what they are asking, so you need to just understand. Okay, here for this question, is there any, what they are trying to produce output? So mostly it will come in the select class. What they are asking to filter data, right? What data they want? Are they asking any sorting data, sorting option that they have asked, right? So are they asking any grouping data? So at a high level, for example, if they ask a question, give me the data at a department level, give me the data at a country level, sales data at a country level, or district level, or state level. So whatever information that they ask, so there pretty much at a high level that they are asking us to group the data. Okay, or are they asking you to combine data, sales data with purchase data, right? Is there any bonus information plus sales information plus salary information, right? So those information you need to find out, and finally you also need to observe, is there anything specifically they are asking. For example, give me the 5 most populous country, give me fifth highest salary. So like that, so is there any specific ask that they are asking? Okay, so you need to observe. First and foremost thing is we need to observe the question and we need to try to interpret the question, right? We need to interpret the question. If there are any open-ended points, if there are any assumptions, you need to ask the question to the person who is questioning. Maybe it could be interviewer, it could be your end customer. Try to clarify and get utmost clarity in terms of interpretation. Once you have a good idea, you have interpreted the question. The second step is inspection. Inspection is also called analysis, right? We need to analyze what is there in store. For example, if they are asking data, let's say which has to come from a particular set of one table or multiple table, we need to first understand, okay, what all are the tables involved. Okay, so in case if there are multiple tables involved, what are their cardinality, in the sense the relationship between two tables. And in case if there are any columns involved, you know that they are asking, let's say top salary or something like that. Okay, what is the salary field? What is that table contains? Is it having employee field? Right? What are the boundary condition? What is the minimum salary, maximum salary? Is there any employee who is having zero salary or without salary, like null values? Right? So find out the anomalies. If there anyone whose salary is totally distinct out of the thing from rest of the crowd. How the data is already sorted in the table. Right now, how well the table is organized. Right? All these information is what we are going and analyzing the data. What is already in their database. Okay. So what is there is we are just inspecting each and every aspect. Okay. So this is also called analysis. Okay. And third is inferring. Third step in the problem solving is the inferring. Okay, inferring is we should be able to generate for the given ask for the question based on our analysis. Okay, based on our inspection or analysis. Okay, these all are the possible solutions. Okay, try to generate solutions in a plain English, not using any programming language. In a plain English, first try to generate all the possible solution options, evaluate them based on the inspection and ask, as I mentioned. Then finally you choose based on pros and cons. Okay, which option is most likely better than the other, or try to evaluate each and every option. Okay, so that is what is infer. And once you have inferred, you need to go then finally go for implementation, where the particular technology or programming language comes into the picture. Okay, so for example, you need to choose appropriate technique, what SQL statements can be used, right? And what is the syntax for writing, because you are going to implement, you are going to write the statement right now in the fourth step. And then you need to check if there is any other ready-made feature available, right? Once you complete the solution, try to find out what all are the features available which you can use, because it is technology dependent. In MySQL, there could be some features. In MS SQL, Microsoft SQL Server, it could be done differently, slightly, right? So those things you need to evaluate, and also based on the latest feature of the particular software, try to find out if there are any new feature that have been introduced which can be used to solve this scenario. Okay, so these all are the 4 steps, right? The methodical approach of solving problems. Okay, so many people try to jump immediately into implementation. So that is where they kind of face challenge, right? Issues, or sometimes they don't know where to start, where to end, right? How to proceed, right? Because the in-depth knowledge, in-depth understanding is not there, right? If you don't go through the methodical approach. So my suggestion is, first go to the interpretation. Second, try to do the inspection. Third is infer. Fourth is implementation. So now I'm going to take one SQL actual problem, and I'm going to take you through. Okay, because with an example is always useful, right? SQL Simplified first approach. So here I'm taking a very specific question. Write the SQL query to get the third maximum salary of an employee from a table named employees. Okay, if this is a question, okay, this could be an interview question, or I found it on the internet. Right, many times the interviewer might ask you. Let's take this specific question. Okay, and for this question they are also giving a input data. Okay, these are the set of employees and their salary. Okay, so it is kind of not organized data, it is kind of data in the raw format. So you have name and salary for the employees table. So they ask us to write a SQL query to get the third maximum salary, third highest salary. Okay, so that is what we need to get. So how we can get that? Okay, so you might already have an idea. Okay, you might already think of your going and writing a SQL statement, but instead of that, let's just go with a methodical approach, right? First is interpreting. So interpreting is we need to select the employee name, right? So who is the third maximum? So when they say third maximum, it is third highest because it's very specific. Third highest salary that they are asking. And what we need to sort? So we need to sort to get the third because they are asking us to get the third, right? So which means rank 1, rank 2, rank 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of data. Only when we sort we will be able to pick the third, right? So we need the three information. So we are going to finally show the employee name in the output, and we need to sort the data based on the salary, and then we need to specifically take the third highest salary. Okay, this is the interpretation that we can derive. The second is inspecting. Let's say the table. Okay, which table that we have? So we have employee table, and what is the granularity? It is one record per employee. Okay, so that's what right now I see. Okay, and the employee fields, his name is character field, and the salary is more of a decimal field. We don't see any anomalies of negative numbers or a very huge number or any boundary which is distinctly different. And data records, no null records, it's not sorted. So now we have inspected each and every the table and each and every field. Okay, we have inspected. Okay, this is good enough for this simple problem. And then we are going to infer. Okay, so how we can generate? So my thinking in a plain English is sort the data. First sort the data based on the salary in a descending order. Okay, in a descending order, then pick up the third record. Once you sorted, pick up the third record. That is what they are asking. That would be the solution, right? So my inference is I will be able to get the output if I can sort the data in a descending order from highest salary to lowest salary, and if I pick up the third record, I will be able to get the answer. Okay, so for that, so what I need to do, the same thing, right? So here I am going to first spend some time on the inference. Okay, then we will go to implement. Let's spend inference. Okay, so now in the infer statement, so this is the input data, right? So I'm going to apply in a plain English or in a technology independent way of solving. Okay, in a simpler approach, the step 1 is to sort the data. Sort the data based on descending order. Okay, you see this is the original data. I am sorting the data in a descending order. Okay, so now the date Tarun is 32,000 is the highest, so his record is coming first and Chitra record is coming last. Okay, the data is organized. Now you see this is a solution, right? This is what we need to get. Danny 28,000 is going to be the output. Okay, but how we can even further fine tune and get only that particular record, right? Only we need to get that particular record. Second step is remove the records below or choose the records until that record. So either second step is to remove these records because these records are not needed. Remove these records or choose only these three records, right? Whichever way approach. In a plain English, we can choose when we go to the particular technology, SQL technology or Python, then we can decide, okay, is there based on the statements features available, we can pick up whether removing the below fields or choosing the above fields. Okay, so let's assume that in a plain English approach that we have removed. Then the third step could be sort the data based on these three data. Within these three data, I'm going to sort the data based on the ascending order. Okay, so if I sort this order only based on the ascending order, Danny becomes the first data. Danny becomes the first record, right? And it's because his salary is 28,000. So now the output is, because we are always keeping an eye on the output. This is the output, right? Danny will be the output, but we need only one that record. So now the last step is the same approach like step 2, right? Choose the first record or remove the records other than the first record, right? Choose the first record. The same approach. You see, we have repeated twice. First is sorting and then choosing, sorting and then choosing, right? In a plain English, now we know we have got only one output, that what we want. Okay, this is the output. So this is what is infer, which is more of a solutioning, thinking of the problem or approach, step by step solving till we arrive at the solution in a plain English. Okay, so because the advantage of this infer is you are not thinking any language dependent, right? You are not thinking about in what syntax, you are not thinking about which statement, right? So you're only thinking about the how to solve, how to reduce the data set to pick up the correct one. Until you get the right one, you are focusing only on how you can solve the problem, only get that one in a non-technology or technology independent way of thinking. Okay, so once you get that, okay, so now we are going to go to implementation. So you see, now infer, I've put those 4 steps. Sort the data in a descending order, select the first 3 records, then sort those 3 records in a small ascending order, basically small to big, and select the first record, right? So then you evaluate whether this approach provides answer. Yes, just now we validated this approach can be selected. Yes, this approach. So how this approach can be used in SQL? For the first step, we can do order by descending order by salary, right? We will get the output. Then the second step could be choosing only top 3. Choosing only top 3. And third step could be order by ascending order. Fourth step could be top 1, right? So there are 4 steps involved, and now you can go and write SQL statement using these 4 steps, which are specific to SQL phase. We have noted down those 4 techniques that we are going to write, and we are going to construct SQL. So how we are going to construct SQL? So first we are going to write a query which for step 1. For step 1 is selecting a name of the employees from the table, order by salary descending. You see, order by salary in a descending order will be the first approach. Okay, so you choose the name of the employees and then you apply top 3. So top 3 is for second step, right? Second step, you are only restricting the first 3 records after you sorted the data based on salary descending order. Okay, so now we are going to apply step 1 and step 3. So after this is applied, after the step 1 and step 2 are applied, so we need to write step 3 and step 4, right? So for that, what we can do is we can put this into a subquery. We can put this into a subquery. Once we put this into a subquery, we are going to further sort it based on ascending order. You see, order by ascending order in the outer query, and we are fetching the employees from the employee table where name in only these 3, right? We have already selected. You see, step 1, step 2 are kind of already honored, and order by salary is a step 3 that we have written. Order by ascending we don't need to put because by default it is ascending order. And then finally we are going to add top 1. So the top 1 is going to get us the topmost employee from this 3 in a ascending order, right? Obviously we will get the Danny's record. Danny's record will come in the output. Okay, so now we got the output. You see, now with this approach you have written a query which is a methodical approach of solving and thinking, right? So in this way, if you kind of go with this methodical approach, you will, right, your thinking will be good, right? You will go with the most methodical approach. You can scale up to solving even complex problems. Okay, so don't directly jump into solving the SQL query or in any programming language. It could be Python or C#. Go with a non-technology based thinking. This is also design, right? Right now what I've done is it's more of a design approach or troubleshooting approach or problem solving approach. You can call it anything, but this is an approach which is a technology independent way of thinking to solve the problem. Okay, so now let's see In Microsoft SQL Server is what I'm trying to solve this, right? So if it is Microsoft SQL Server, I'm going to check is there any other feature, ready-made feature which is available, which will simplify this approach, right? This will give the answer. But now I'm just going to enhance my technical skills, right? So in Microsoft SQL Server, there is a feature called order by, then offset and fetch next, right? Using that, we will be able to write this without subquery. Okay, and I'm going to show you. So you see, this is a query, another approach of solving the same problem using a feature that is available in Microsoft SQL Server. You see, order by salary descending order that we are picking up, but there is a feature called offset, right? 1 rows or 2 rows or 3 rows. So in this course, we need to offset 2 rows, right? We need to offset 2 rows. So the first two rows will be skipped and fetch next only 1 row. Okay, so offset 2 rows and fetch only 1 row. That will give you the answer, same answer. Okay, here we need to change it to offset 2 rows and fetch next 1 row only. Okay, so we will get only the third record. Okay, so this is another version of solving the problem. This is also a way of solving. This is also another way of solving the problem. Okay, so now if it is in MySQL, order by, we have limit offset. The similar approach is available in MySQL. Using the same approach you can solve. Okay, so this is how we can solve SQL. Okay, so based on the question, write down the question, understand the input. So have the interpretation step. Have the interpretation step in terms of understanding the question. Understanding the question. Okay, understanding the question or ask. Okay, try to map at a high level. So what they are trying to ask. What all should come in the output? What should what level of data that they are asking? Is there any filter kind of thing that they are asking? If sometimes they may ask, no, give me the data for this particular country, for this particular state, right, for this particular product. So those things will come in the filter most likely. You can put that all this information, whatever that you try to interpret, you put it here in the first step. And the second step, this is more of a understanding the system, understanding the existing data in the tables, right? Understand the database, current database, relevant information. You are doing extensive research, extensive analysis. That's what you will do in the process of, in the step of inspect, right? You kind of do inspect each and every aspect of the available data, and then you try to infer. Okay, you try to generate and evaluate and choose the best option. Okay, so this is what is infer is very important. You are thinking technology independent. Okay, and you are thinking more of a logical reasoning, right? More of analytical thinking. So critical thinking, those things comes into the picture. And then finally you are going to think about the technology or the programming language way of solving, right? Because here you would have already generated the solution. So how to implement the solution using a particular technology or a particular tool. Okay, so with this approach you will be able to solve the problems in a methodical way. So this is what I called SQL Simplified, because why I thought this is based on my training that I give to many students. So they kind of ask questions. Some students really struggle. Okay, they kind of struggle. They ask, I'm not able to write SQL query for the given questions, because I do a lot of I give assignments. Based on the assignments, practical assignments, they kind of struggle. They know about the statements, they know about the features, but they don't know how to apply, what to apply, where to apply. So for that, I thought about giving a simplified way of thinking and solving in SQL, and this is one of the way that I teach. Right. So I wanted to kind of share this with a larger audience, because it could be useful to many people who are finding difficulty to solve, right, or write SQL statements, or do any programming for softwares, right? This methodical way of problem solving thinking will definitely help you. So I hope this video is very helpful for you. Give me your comments, and if you like the video, subscribe to my channel and link and share. Okay, comment your put your comments. In case if you are struggling something, if you want me to share my knowledge in any specific topic, any specific feature, because I provide teaching for SQL, databases, data warehousing, ETL, and data analytics. So these are the areas that I provide teaching. Okay, so feel free to put your comment. If you want any area to be shared as a video, I will do that in the coming days. Okay, thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.